Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Explainer, where we take a magnifying glass to the most fascinating blueprints of our world. Today, we're immersing ourselves in an absolute masterclass of travel design. We're looking at a completely bespoke itinerary that frankly redefines what it means to travel to South America. We aren't just talking about a nice vacation here. We are breaking down a totally uncompromised, ultra-luxury experience in Brazil. I really want to set a high-end, sophisticated tone right from the jump, because the level of curation we're about to explore is literally nothing short of extraordinary. So I've got to pose this question directly to you. What does true, uncompromised luxury in Brazil actually look like? If you're immediately picturing crowded tourist buses, waiting in endless lines in the tropical heat, or, cookie-cutter resort buffets, I want you to completely erase that from your mind. Today, we're challenging all of those standard expectations. We're going to get an insider's look at ultimate VIP travel, where timing, exclusivity, and access are the true currencies. And the master architects behind this flawless itinerary are the experts at Redwood Viagens. Their brand is truly the key to unlocking this highly exclusive access. Their motto, which translates to "Your next destination begins with the best choice," perfectly anchors everything we're about to see today. They specialize in crafting these experiences where every single logistical detail is totally invisible to the traveler. It leaves you with nothing but pure, unfiltered immersion in the destination. Okay, let's dive right into this tale of two paradises. We kick things off with the Rio de Janeiro arc. Day 1 features a welcome and beachside toast, Day 2 covers the iconic wonders with VIP access, and Day 3 dives into yacht life and high-end nightlife. Starting right off with Day 1, welcome to the marvelous city. The whole philosophy here is about that arrival experience. After an international flight, you are instantly whisked away in a private luxury transfer directly to your 5-star beachfront hotel in either Copacabana or Ipanema. And once you settle in, notice how incredibly well the day is paced. You have a sophisticated lunch at Pergola, right overlooking the iconic pool of the Copacabana Palace. Then you spend the afternoon just decompressing with full VIP service right on the beach. But the absolute crown jewel of Day 1 is the welcome dinner at La Salle. This is a brilliant Michelin-starred contemporary farm-to-table restaurant. And just a quick heads up, booking weeks in advance is absolutely mandatory here because seating is extremely limited. It really sets the bar for the exclusivity of this whole trip. And that brings us to this insight from the luxury consultant, which perfectly explains the rationale behind Day 1. It's not about packing the schedule. It's about a psychological shift. You're shifting away from the stress of daily life and all those travel logistics and shifting directly into a romantic, elevated vacation state of mind. Those immediate ocean views and that seamless comfort, well, they do all the heavy lifting for you. Moving right along to Day 2, Rio's icons with VIP exclusivity. Now that you're totally relaxed, it's time to see the world-famous sights, but of course, with a strictly VIP twist. Just look at the incredible sensory shifts throughout this single day. You kick off with an early bird private tour up to Christ the Redeemer in a private car, arriving way before the main crowds even wake up. Then you head up to the bohemian neighborhood of Santa Teresa for a gourmet Brazilian lunch at Aprazível, which is just tucked away in the treetops with these stunning panoramic city views. As the afternoon winds down, you take a sunset cable car up Sugarloaf Mountain and then descend for a world-class Italian dinner at Cipriani back at the Copacabana Palace. From the treetops of Santa Teresa to absolute culinary heights, it is spectacularly orchestrated. So the crucial point here is this. Access timing is the ultimate luxury currency. Anybody can buy a ticket to see Christ the Redeemer, right? But having the strategic foresight and the private transport to get there before the throngs of tourists arrive, that takes a chaotic tourist trap and transforms it into a serene, private, and just deeply memorable encounter. As we transition into the final day in Rio, Day 3, Ipanema chic and high-end nightlife. Picture this for a second. You start your morning sipping champagne on a private luxury yacht charter. You're sailing across Guanabara Bay, just taking in that stunning city skyline from the water. It's the perfect blend of coastal nature and pure, exclusive luxury. Then you follow that up with a Pan-Asian masterpiece of a lunch at Me and spend your afternoon browsing high-end fashion boutiques along Garcia Davila Street in Ipanema. Then the energy shifts completely. After a jaw-dropping dinner at the 2 Michelin-star Oro by celebrity chef Philippe Brons, you dive headfirst into Rio's elite nightlife. We're talking premium craft cocktails and live jazz at Bar dos Descascados or the super trendy Nosso in Ipanema. It is literally the pinnacle of urban sophistication. But guys, the journey doesn't end there. We now shift to the Iguazu Falls arc. Day 4 brings us our tropical rainforest arrival. Day 5 is all about aerial views and thrills. Day 6 explores Argentine wild romance. And Day 7 is our final sunrise departure. Let's look closer. Day 4 is all about the transition, from the beach to the jungle. To get there, a quick, seamless domestic flight takes you to Foz do Iguaçu, where your private driver is waiting literally the second you land. There is no dragging luggage around. You are swept directly to the legendary Hotel das Cataratas, a Belmont hotel. After checking in, you take this leisurely, private walk right along the Brazilian side of the falls, ending at the breathtakingly massive Devil's Throat. And as evening falls, you're treated to an elegant dinner at the Idapu restaurant right inside the Belmont, enjoying sophisticated international fusion crafted with beautiful local Brazilian ingredients. And this is where the consultant's absolute genius really shines through. True luxury isn't just, a nice room service menu. True luxury is having one of the natural wonders of the entire world totally to yourself. Because the Belmont is the only hotel located inside the national park boundaries, guests get exclusive access to walk the falls at dawn and dusk long after the park gates have locked the general public out. It's a real game changer. Next is Day 5, aerial views and the thrill of the falls. This day injects some serious adrenaline into the itinerary. You start by taking to the skies in a private helicopter flight for an unmatched aerial perspective of the falls. Immediately after landing, you board the VIP Makuku safari boat, which literally drives you right under the roaring spray of the waterfalls. It completely fulfills that craving for wild adventure. Then in the afternoon, you get a highly exclusive backstage experience at the local bird park, where you actually enter the aviaries to feed flamingos. This day perfectly balances that wild, heart-pounding thrill with beautifully curated romantic exclusivity, capping it all off with a quiet, private starlit dinner arranged by the hotel. And this brilliantly illustrates why visiting both sides of the border is completely mandatory for a true luxury experience. The Brazilian side gives you those grand, panoramic, majestic postcard views, plus that unparalleled Belmont access. But the Argentine side, it's a completely different beast. It offers a much more immersive jungle trek where you're walking right over the rushing water. It's wilder, it's closer, and it's far more intimate for nature lovers. Which leads us perfectly into Day 6, the wild romance of the Argentine side. Now, crossing an international border can usually be a huge headache, right? But with your private guide and driver handling every single detail, it is totally stress-free. Once you're in Argentina, you explore that intricate network of catwalks directly over the roaring falls. Then, the cultural shift is celebrated in the afternoon with a premium, authentic Argentine parrilla, which is a traditional barbecue, paired with amazing fine Malbec wines at El Quincho del Tío Querido. After that, you just cross seamlessly back to Brazil to wind down with a deeply relaxing couples massage at the Belmont Spa, followed by a gorgeous romantic farewell dinner. Finally, we reach Day 7, final sunrise over the falls and departure. The mood here is just profoundly tranquil. You savor a world-class breakfast on the hotel's veranda, followed by a final, private morning stroll by the falls while the mist rises, all before the park gates even open to the public. It is this quiet, powerful moment of reflection before your private transfer takes you to the airport for your international flight back home. Before we wrap up, I have to highlight this absolutely crucial luxury consultant tip regarding timing. Why September? Well, expert seasonal timing is the invisible thread that guarantees a perfect trip. September in Brazil is a fantastic shoulder season. Rio is perfectly warm, like 68 to 79 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's ideal for the beach but totally devoid of that exhausting summer heat. Meanwhile, down in Iguaçu, the water volume roaring over the falls is absolutely spectacular, and the weather is flawless for hiking. So if you've been taking notes, you might want to grab a pen for this. This exact level of bespoke access, the Michelin star dining, the private helicopters, those seamless border crossings, all of it is entirely crafted by Redwood Viages. Their contact phone, Instagram, and website are right here. They are the true architects who take the impossible logistics of an itinerary like this and make them completely invisible to you, the traveler. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. We've just walked through 7 days where the only limit was quite literally imagination. From sipping champagne on private yachts in Rio to the exclusive silence of Iguazu Falls at dawn, we've seen what uncompromised travel truly is. So, if absolute perfection and genuine VIP access await you, isn't it time your next destination began with the best choice? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll catch you next time. Hey everyone!